ESPN's Get Up, Marcus Spears asked, would you sign Baker Mayfield to an extension?
No, I wouldn't sign him right now. I'll wait another year, G. His first year under Kevin Stefanski was phenomenal, and they did a phenomenal job, and he looks like the guy that's the perfect fit for this offense. But I got to see it done again. And it's because of Baker and how it started out, and unfortunately for him, going through different coaches in different situations. But when you look at this team, and when you look at the success of the Cleveland Browns, the whole is definitely greater than the one or the few, right? And I understand that you want to get your franchise quarterback locked in, but to Kimberly's point, there's a lot of contracts that's going to have to get done. Andrew Berry has his work. The general manager for the Cleveland Browns has his work cut out for him. It's a good problem because you have so much young talent. But also remember, Myles Garrett just got a $100 million deal. And I get it, that all of this stuff shouldn't affect your starting quarterback. But I just don't believe that Baker right now commands the type of money that you would have to pay for a quarterback in order to alienate other people from your team, and not in a bad way. But this is one of those particular situations where you truly have to ask yourself, is our quarterback lifting the play of everybody around him, or is he a product of the guys that we have around him? And then you make a decision from there. And based on that thought process, for me, I'd wait another year because I have him under cheap money and I got a lot of other good players, and we could actually make a run at the Super Bowl this year in particular.
And, Mac, I don't think they're mutually exclusive. The salary cap's going up, and nobody knows more how valuable Baker Mayfield is to the franchise than the people that are in Berea, and they will act accordingly, I believe.
Yeah, and I completely agree with you. You know, overall, I think that what the point that he was making, I understand it, and I get where he's coming from, but at the same time, too, you know, again, this is going to be year 2 in that Kevin Stefanski offense. And we already saw where he was at midway through that season when he was finally starting to get comfortable in that offense and comfortable with those receivers around him. And, you know, on top of that, too, you know, his contract, that extension won't hit until 2023. So, you know, you can still bring in guys. And I understand that, you know, you have that option coming up next year where that's going to be $18 million. But again, compared to most quarterbacks, that's actually kind of a bargain. So I think that you can still bring in guys over these next couple of years. And if you're able to get the deal done now before he takes that next step and that big leap that I think he can make this year, I do think that going ahead and looking at what he has done to this point, I think it's enough to where, you know what, I'm willing to take my chances with this. It might be a little bit cheaper than what others have been given at that point. And I understand with Baker's track record. But at the same time, too, I do think that, you know, Baker Mayfield at this point would be a bargain in the long run, especially given where those numbers are going. And if he does take that leap, then you're going to have to pay him regardless. So I would rather go ahead, maybe take a little bit more of a risk right now and go ahead and pay Baker, and in order to preserve that bargain that you would have down the road.